are we picking on David?
He's fun to pick on.
We're still
Okay.
renting. We're still renting.
I'm a big believer in real estate. Big believer in real estate. If you have roughly a 40-year investment window, what are some of the advantages and disadvantages between investing in a 401k and a Roth? You familiar with a Roth IRA? You've heard it's a lot of hype. Yeah, it's a lot of hype about it. It's a retirement plan, and the point is that you, as compared to a normal IRA or retirement plan, you put your money in, it goes in pre-tax. Or if you put your money into an IRA, you get a tax deduction for putting the money in for that year. So if you put in $5,000 into an IRA, then you're probably going to get like a $1,500 tax benefit. So it's only costing you a net $3,500 to put it in, put the $5,000 in. So the government's encouraging you to save for your retirement, correct? A Roth goes in after tax. So you pay the tax and then you put the money into a Roth. The difference between the two is that in the regular IRA, when you retire, you take the money out, you pay tax.
At the rate at that time.
The rate at the future time. Under a Roth, you never pay tax. Whenever you take the money out at 59.5, it's a retirement plan. You don't pay tax when you take the money out, because it went in after tax. And they say all the growth is tax deferred, and you don't pay tax on that either. Now, I'm a financial planner, so I compare side by side. A good person wants to do a Roth IRA, so we have to do something with that $1,500 that they didn't get the tax savings on. Right? Got to do something with that. So if we take that and say, okay, I'm going to pay extra $1,500 in tax, so the Roth IRA really is going to cost me $6,500 to be a comparison. So that's that $1,500. If you took a regular IRA and then took the tax savings, just like you would in a Roth, took the tax savings and didn't spend it, and put that into an account also, and let them grow side by side compared to a Roth, you'd be further ahead with a regular IRA. The question is, what are you going to do with the tax savings?
Well, but also the question is, do you get the deduction? Because if you don't get the deduction, then there's absolutely no benefit whatsoever to that IRA.
But everybody can take a tax deduction for an IRA.
For an IRA?
Every person. Unless you're already in a retirement plan. Then you have a certain means testing that everybody can put into an IRA. They just don't, there was a law that was passed a few years ago that said that if you're in a retirement plan with an employer, that there are limitations on what you can put into a regular IRA and also deduct that. What they're saying is you're getting two tax deductions, and they kind of minimized that.
Well, basically they cut it completely, so there is no deduction.
Well, if you make under a certain amount of money, you can still put it into IRA, but the income level is so low, most people don't even think about it. So you're right. But if you have a retirement plan at work, a 401k plan or a 403b plan, you can put in $16,000 a year. It's a whole lot more than a $5,000 IRA. Right? In fact, you can put in 100% of your income up to $16,000. Most people don't put in 100% of their income. But they will. Do you know what the kind of people that put 100% of money into their 401ks? No, a lady who is working, her husband already has an income, their children are gone, she's only making part-time about $15,000, she's putting 100% of her money into a retirement plan. Because they don't need the money. And in those cases, those are the people that